Right, folks, I've got a couple of videos to do now. This one and one following it. And it's just a bit of a chat, really. It's about two video channels, two I'm getting like YouTube channels that I've watched from time to time. One that I've come across only recently, and I must admit I've only watched about 4 of his videos, but I like them. One I come across about 6 or 8 months ago now. It's a channel I shouldn't be watching because it's all about foods I shouldn't be eating. But I like some of them foods I shouldn't be eating, and I've watched him 10 or 12 times, and I like the bloke a lot. And both channel creators, both people from each of the channels, have been on in the last week or so, replying and getting back to various comments, various people that have commented in the comment section, and really in roundabout ways had to pop at them. And I made just to give my 2 pennies, although none of it's anything to do with me. But the reason I'm giving my 2 pennies, I also obviously get stuff in the comment section. Most of it's lovely, most of it's great. I've got loads and loads of great subscribers. I think the world of you one and all. But you always get the odd idiot that just likes to upturn the apple cart and likes to get everybody upset and arguing. And people know with me, I don't get rid of people's comments. I don't get rid of people. Unless they're nasty to any other of my subscribers, they can stay in there as long as they want and say what they want. They just don't get a reply. I'll be dead honest, maybe there's the odd, and I say odd, comment might get to me a little, but it's only a little. As I've said in the past, I've got broad shoulders, are relatively broad, and I just don't let anything get to me, because I just think, these people do this, are just numpties, and I think, well, if they're having a go at me, I can take it. I've got no mental health issues, no problems at all. Let them do the worst. If they're having a go at me, at least they're not doing it at somebody else. But the first channel we'll look at is Who Knows Where. I think he's a guy, I'm guessing he's from Liverpool. He's got a broad Scouse accent, probably about my age. I believe he set up his channel about a year ago this week, so he's a year old. Doing very, very well. I'm doing brilliant after the year. My channel's about 1 month older than his, and I'm doing much, much better than YouTube says I should be after 1 year. That said, I'm doing nowhere near as good as him. He's doing even better. He's absolutely flying. And that's part of the reason, I think. His is more of a travel channel, and there's a lot of travel channels on there now, and people lap those up, especially those that I see in folk review areas that they go to on a regular basis, or they might be looking at going to. And to that end, I think there's a thriving community, and many people are doing vlogs on various areas. But this chap I came across about 3 or 4 months ago, and I've seen a couple of reviews he did of hotels, I think 1 or 2 abroad and 1 or 2 in Great Britain. I seen one he did about 2 weeks ago on one in Blackpool. Recently been voted number 1 hotel in Blackpool on the old, is it the Trust Trade or whatever it is? One of these things, you know, TripAdvisor, Trusted Trade, what am I on about? TripAdvisor, the Ruskin Hotel, or Ruskin Arms I think it's called. I think I've stayed there once myself about 15 years ago and it was fine, but it looks like it's come on some. Seen his review, it was brilliant, I really liked it. He sort of answers most of the questions I would like to be answered. Most of the questions I would ask, he answers them without me having to ask them. So he does a really good review. Very thorough, very fair, very honest. Like him a lot. I think he's good at what he does. And I've seen a couple he's done in Benidorm. And again, a couple of the hotels he's been to. I've been to 1 or 2 of them myself, or one's in the same group as them. So I found them pretty interesting. I've seen one he did the other day, I think Flash, in Benidorm. I know the hotel well, I've had a drink there, never stayed there. But he did a video about a week ago, that's where I'm getting to. I've talked in circles again, like I always do. His channel's a year old this week. He's got 10,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. I'm nearly on 3 now, I want to get to 3. I'm on my way to getting there. I've done great in a year, I'm happy. He's done even better, as I say, he's done fantastically. He's probably, I'm guessing, going abroad, say he'll go to Benidorm and he'll probably do 5, I think he did 5 hotels recently, in 5 days. And then what he does, he probably puts the video out every 2 or 3 days. So he's probably got 2, 3 a week. It's in the YouTube channel. Then he might be on for 2 or 3 days. Then he's on his travels again, and that's how he does it. He's probably got about 3 a week coming out. He might have more. He normally averages, I think, 10 to 20,000 views, so he's doing really, really well. I don't know what he's earning from them. It's a big thing that everybody wants to know what everybody earns. For those that want to know more, look at my next video. My next video is about another gentleman on a YouTube channel. That's the second message. It's about earnings. But anyway, this chap that runs Who Knows Where, he's probably mentioned his name. I can't remember it. I do apologise. He said, I've had a lot of people getting on to me in the comment section, having a bit of a moan, saying, you said you was going to go here, then, everywhere and all over Europe. He said, all you seem to do is Blackpool and Benidorm. He said, look, just give me a minute here. He said, I need to tell folk this. He said, there's been a bit of a confusion, a bit of misunderstanding here. He said, I set the channel up. My aim is to do many hotels and seasides and fun fairs and things like that in Great Britain, and to do stuff in Europe, and then if I can, to go even further, do stuff around the world. He said, but you can't do that from nothing. You have to build things up. He said, and folks need to know, he said, I do get paid off YouTube. He said, and the money side of it can be alright, as in just alright. He said, but I don't think people realise that I fund these trips. I fund the travel, the hotel accommodation, the food, any entertainment while I'm there. I fund everything. He said, I don't have bottomless pockets. He said, the YouTube revenue helps me, but it doesn't by any means cover what I'm doing yet. Hopefully I'll get there and it will get to that stage, but at the moment it doesn't. He said, so I'm putting my own money into this channel to make it work. He said, and I know it's a work in progress. He said, and I'm looking at getting to other places. He said, to that end, I've got another trip coming up. I've actually just seen on the internet there when I was looking at the channel name, because I'd forgotten it. I think he's in Lanzarote now, or he's been to Lanzarote. He's got videos coming out now. And I seen the thumbnail saying it's his first time in Lanzarote. So he's got there now. But like he said it's not a bottomless pit. And it's like, I start slowly and I'm going to try and build it up. He said, but please, don't be having a pop at me. Don't be putting pressure on, because I am funding this. YouTube are helping me with the revenue I get, but I'm funding it. And all I would say is, I think from what I've seen of him, number one, he's doing a cracking job. Number two, he seems a nice and decent fellow. Number three, he's just doing his best. And number four, everything behind the channel looks pretty good. It looks like he does a good job to me. He's obviously filming the videos, the quality's good. He's editing the videos, it's all good. Not that I'm an aficionado, I'm me, don't forget. In this studio here, bedroom, in this studio here, on my own, no graphics, no music, no editing, no script, just talking to that, a laptop. So at the end of the day, I'm not anybody to judge, but what I see, the finished product looks good. He'll be taking a lot of time on it, he'll be proud about what he does, and he deserves to make a living, and I hope it goes well for him. It's going well at the moment. I hope it goes better. I hope it goes so well that he gets to the stage where his YouTube revenue is funding what he does. But until then, leave the guy alone. He's putting his own money in to try and give people some content and some happiness while they sat at home in what has, for the last few months, been crappy weather over here. It's getting a bit better now the last couple of days, but crappy weather, and trying to bring a bit of sunshine into people's homes. There's nothing wrong in that. And what he's also trying to do, he's trying to put people to the right hotels to go in, or to steer them clear of the bad hotels, and he's doing a good job at that. As I say, if you get a chance, look at the one on the Ruskin Arms. It was really good. And if you get a chance, look at the one in the Flash in Benidorm. He actually said he'd had a few bad reports about that, some bad reviews, but he thought I'd have a look himself. I'm spoiling it, I suppose. But he said, I loved it. It was great. Price was great. Everything was great. Staff was great. Food was great. This was great. That was great. He said, I've got no complaints, and I would stay again. They're the kind of reviews you want. Honest, of a decent, genuine fella. So leave the fella alone. He's doing his best. You can kick. Some people can't take the kicking. And what'll happen with some people, sometimes you'll kick that much, they'll just think, I don't need this, I don't need this hassle and this mind that. That's not what I've signed up for. And all of a sudden, you'll lose a good channel there. So leave the fella alone. Anyway, I'm doing this for no reason other than just to mention it, because I found it a bit disappointing that he's having to defend himself when defence isn't needed. I'm actually going to put a comment in his comment section to tell him I've done a video about his own channel, but backing up his channel, and hope he doesn't mind it. If he does, I'll take it down, simple as that, but seems a nice fella to me. Leave the fella alone. He's only trying to earn a living, man.